going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the Six-Man Show Postgame Live presented by Rockham. I'm not here by myself. I've got a special guest, one of the new hosts of the Six-Man Show Postgame Live. Get used to seeing his beautiful face. You'll see him a lot. We got Matt Rogers, a.k.a. Matty World Peace, joining us tonight. Matt, what's up, man? Welcome to the Six-Man Show Postgame Live.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Nice to meet you guys.
This is going to be fun. So, yeah, Magic, unfortunately, lose tonight, 107-97 in San Antonio against the Spurs. But the fourth quarter wasn't, it didn't really count, right? This game was tied going into the fourth quarter. Obviously, we'll talk all about this game. Some highlights from Jet Howard, Anthony Black, some other guys. We'll talk all about that stuff, but obviously we'll get you guys involved in the chat. But before we do that, just want to remind you that this show is brought to you by Rockham. Rockham is the world's largest sock store, and they're located in Orlando. And to commemorate Matty World Peace, as he's known, commemorate his joining the Six-Man Show Postgame Live, I wanted to show everybody a team that I don't normally feature on here. I'm not a big Miami Dolphins guy. I'm a big Tampa Bay Bucks fan, but since you're here, Matt, I figured we show off some of Rockham specialty stuff for the Miami Dolphins. Take a look at this right here. The Cuban sandwich Miami Dolphins boxers. What in the world?
Oh.
That is wild. That's pretty exciting. Let's see what else we got. Well, what's your first impression of these, Matt, by the way? These are crazy.
Kev, you know there's a hurricane going on right now, and I underprepared when it came to my rations of food. So seeing those makes me extremely hungry.
You're just hungry, yeah. That's amazing. I love these 8-bit ones. This is a whole series they have. So they have different teams and stuff. That's pretty cool there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they got all kinds of cool stuff at Rockham.com. A little floral action. That's nice. That's nice. The Dolphins colors definitely allow for a little bit of artistry there. That's pretty cool. So anyway, whether you're a Miami Dolphins fan or Orlando Magic fan or whatever team you support, check out Rockham.com and use that code MAGIC20 because it'll get you 20% off your order all Orlando Magic season long. First thing, Matt, we got a super chat. Alexander Miller says, really excited to see Jet start. Hey, let's start there, Matt. Jet Howard gets a chance to start tonight. You know, when we got that news about an hour before the game tipped off, first off, thank you for that super chat, Alexander. We got the news that KCP was going to sit the night out, and instead of starting Gary Harris, instead of starting Caleb Houston, Jamal Mosley chooses to start Jet Howard. How did you think Jet Howard looked, Matt?
Not only is it raining outside right now, but it was raining threes in San Antonio from Jet Howard. Let me tell you, man, I'm impressed. I like what I saw. The defensive side of things, you know, we'll leave that for a later date. But Jet went out there and did what we kind of need and what we wanted to see. It was great to see him just hit some threes, hit some big shots, and give us that big lead. We had a pretty big lead in the first half, actually. So it was good to see that. Good to see him get some run because we don't see a lot of Jet. We haven't. So, we're itching for it.
That was pretty amazing. Yeah, we'll look at the box score here in a second, but ends up with 19 points on the night. Again, we'll talk more about Jet and some other guys in a little bit. Do want to let everybody know that's watching this live, or maybe you're watching this later. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode tonight because it is Wednesday night. That means we need to record the Six-Man Show, the podcast that comes out every Monday and Thursday. And Jonathan is right in the midst of the craziness of Milton right now. And so we're going to get off here a little bit earlier than normal, just so we can record that episode before he maybe potentially loses power. It's possible any moment he could lose power. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let's see. We got another super chat here from Shahan. Says, in Tristan we trust. Cheers, guys. Yeah, Tristan Da Silva got a pretty good burn tonight. Looked pretty good. Let's take a look at some of the other chats that we have here tonight. Let's see here. Destined for Greatness says, free throws. Yeah, oh my, yeah. Okay, here's another one. TJ Vroom says, Goga is Bay. All right, we got to talk about Goga. Because Goga, last season, he went on that stretch where he started, when Wendell got hurt. And we go on that great run, win 9 in a row or whatever it was. Amazing run. At the end of the season, though, he got some run as like the backup center for a little bit and looked terrible. He looked horrible. So tonight he starts and looks amazing. So I don't know what the secret sauce for Goga is if he has to start to play well. I don't know what it was, but Goga, he played well on Monday, ended up with like 9 boards in 9 minutes, and tonight was sensational, I thought at least. What do you think about Goga tonight, Matt?
Incredible, man. He looked good. He looked really good. Honestly, it's that weight loss he went through, I think. I think it's given him a little spark. He's a little bit quicker now. He was out there blocking shots, doing what Goga does, and we'll see once he starts hitting that 3 ball. We'll see what happens with that.
I think.
Go ahead. I I'm very excited with our center rotation with Dell being out and Goga stepping in, and then you have Mo coming off the bench as well. It's three different dynamics when it comes to this center position. So I'm very excited to see kind of how that plays out in the season if Dell does go down, because we know that he's a little injury prone. Goga's gonna step right in, be the player he looked like tonight. Then I'm happy. I'm elated with that.
I think it's a mixture of the weight and the hair. The hair that Goga's rocking
Oh,
these days with the beard, looking great, and it's paying off big time. Ace the Baller says Jet is a lock for the rotation. It feels like it. It feels like it. Yeah. David says no song again. Yeah, unfortunately, if you've been around this show for any time, we play the song when we win. The Magic are 0-2 in preseason so far. So no, we're not going to play the song. We can't play the song after a loss. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. So it hurts me just as much as it hurts you, I promise. Nathan says, I'm tired of Cole, man. I just don't see it anymore. This is tough. Here's what I'll start with this. Two things can be true tonight. One, Cole didn't play well. Two, Cole absolutely was fouled on that little Wembanyama collision that sent him to the floor where he hits his head. He was looking for the contact, but he definitely got it. They didn't call it. I thought that was a bad missed call. Both can be true, but yeah, Cole not his best tonight and not his best Monday. So is it a trend that is concerning you, Matt, what we've seen from Cole so far through two preseason games?
yes, I'm very concerned. We saw what happened last year in the playoffs where, Cole's been our spark plug off the bench. And during that 9-game win streak last year, him and Mo were huge for us off the bench. I don't know what happened. It's like after the All-Star break last year, Cole's just been non-existent. So I hope, once we get to the regular season, like get all this stuff out now. It's a new season, like he said himself. I'm hoping that he gets back into the form that we know he can play in. But I'm very, very worried about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of Magic fans are. Again, I kind of talked about it on Monday's show. Like, if this was just a one-off, like just two preseason games, you chalk it up to rust, you chalk it up to whatever. But the fact that it's a continuation from things that we saw last season, it's concerning. All right, we're at the point in the chat where Matt's beautiful face showed up. So we got a little yo, Matt. Ace the Baller says, Matt, he got such a beautiful face. Look at that. Amazing. Magic Prod says, hello, Matt. So glad to see you. Got a lot of people welcoming Matt with open arms. Appreciate all of you. Janine says, is it wrong that I wanted to hear the song just for something else to think about? It's not wrong. We all crave the song. Think about it. We haven't heard this song since Game 6 against the Cavs. It's been a long freaking time, okay? We're all ready for the song. Man. All ready for the song. Let's see. Our guy Dylan Holden, one of our patrons, says, can't hide Howard and De Silva. AB anymore. Too good. Going to make some people in the rotation very uncomfortable. That's part of the issue with Cole, is because AB right now is outplaying Cole in the first two games. Like, not even close. AB was great on Monday. I thought he was really good tonight. And so it's interesting having them in the backcourt together. How long would that last? I don't know. Doc2 says, hello. Still fun to watch for preseason. McClung gets a two-way? I don't know. We'll see. If you're not familiar, the Magic still have two-way spots available. Mac McClung obviously going to be one of the guys fighting for it. I think it could be pretty good for him to get that. We'll obviously have to wait and see. We should find out sometime, maybe not next week, but the week after, maybe before that. I don't know. Sometime in the next 2 weeks, we'll find out who gets those two ways. Seth Berry says, rough night for Franz, though. Yeah, we got to talk about Franz. Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the box score just so we can use this as our guide through some of these performances here. All right, and Franz at the top of the list. Ends up going 3 of 9 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Second game in a row, he's gone 0 of 2 from 3. Ends up with 8 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. So Franz combined is 0 of 4 from 3. I don't remember off the top of my head what his total. I think he was. No, that was Jalen, was 3 of 8. I don't remember what he was total on Monday, but I remember he was 0 for 2. So Franz yet to hit a 3 in 2 games in the preseason. Once again, Matt, are we panicking on Franz yet? 2 games in the preseason. Are we slowing our roll? What are your thoughts on him?
It's just preseason. So I take everything with a grain of salt. It's just preseason. This is where you get off that rust. It was a busy offseason for Franz. I'm throwing it out there. I think we're gonna see a little bit of a Franz stagnant year. I think he's just played a lot of basketball the last couple seasons that it's catching up with him.
Mm.
He shot a 3 today, and I watched it and I was like, ugh. I grimaced. I was disgusted. It had a little bit of a hitch in it. And so I was like, ooh, that's not good. Hopefully he gets that worked out. I know he's been working on his 3-ball all season, but like I said, it's preseason. We got to see these in actual games, and meaningful games. I think, Franz is still going to get his own. He's still going to be able to drive. He's still going to be able to be an impactful player. The three's worrisome. We need it. We need it big.
Yeah, I thought it was also interesting tonight with Franz. He's maybe the only, I think him and Mo, maybe it's because they've played against Wemby, with the German national team. But Franz in particular was not afraid of Victor Wembanyama. Like, there were several times he would try going to the rim, and it didn't really work out tonight that well, obviously. But at least I credit him for being, confident enough to try that, and maybe he's also just trying to show the rest of the team, like, hey, don't be so afraid of this guy, because our guys were terrified of Wembanyama tonight, and partially rightfully so, right? Okay, Paolo tonight, again, less than 18 minutes, 6 points for him, 3 of 6 from the field, didn't get to the free throw line, 6 boards, 7. I didn't know he had 7 assists. How about Paolo? A little point Paolo tonight. Dishing it, that's pretty cool. Okay, Goga, we talked about him a little bit earlier, but his stats tonight, 8 points, 11 boards with 3 blocks, 4 of 9 from the field. Also had 4 offensive rebounds. I loved what we saw from him on the offensive glass. Jet Howard, the story tonight, though, obviously we talked about him already, but 19 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, hit all 4 of his free throws, including the 4-point play, which was pretty fun. 3 assists and 2 steals with only 1 turnover. Shout out Jet Howard. Given an opportunity, I mentioned it in our group chat before the game, like, the mystery of Jet Howard is going to be at least partially answered tonight, one way or another. Either like he's going to get this first real opportunity, he's going to blow it, or get this first real opportunity and make the most of it. And he did. Is it preseason? Yes. Were the Spurs missing a ton of guys? Yes. But he made the most of the opportunity that he was given, which is pretty cool. Jalen Suggs, I want to talk about him because tonight he has 8 points, 3 of 8 from the field. Obviously not his best shooting night, 1 of 6 from 3, 1 of 4 from the free throw line, 6 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal. But here's the number that I'm interested in: 0 turnovers. One of the biggest points from Monday's game, he had 5 turnovers as the quote-unquote lead guard. Tonight, obviously less time as that quote-unquote lead guard tonight, just 17 minutes, but 0 turnovers. I thought Jalen looked pretty comfortable, and obviously no turnovers is always pretty good. What'd you think?
I agree. He looked great. As far as getting more comfortable in his role, I still don't like him as the lead guard. I don't. And I think you kind of see that with Paulo getting those 7 assists. I think we're going to see more so Paulo still being the dominant guy on offense. Franz can alleviate some of that as well. So we'll see how that goes. I'm worrisome of Jalen as the lead guard just because I think that's going to take away some of the intensity on the defensive end because he's putting so much effort on the offensive end. But we'll see how it goes. I'm still hopeful. Again, not getting too far anywhere with as far as opinions with preseason because we're playing Osceola for half the game. So
facts. Yeah. AB, we talked about him a little bit, but 11 points for him, 6 boards as well. I thought, again, second game in a row, I think Anthony Black, his confidence level this year versus last year is different. Like, he's just different. He's got a different swag about him, and I really like what I'm seeing from him, and I think whatever question marks there were about Anthony Black being the backup point guard, essentially, I think are gone. Like, especially when we talk about with Cole Anthony, I think Cole's going to spend a lot more time off the ball, let Anthony Black just kind of drive that bench unit. Mo Wagner tonight, pretty quiet for him, 3 points. Obviously, he's going up against Wemby for part of that, and that's tough. Tristan Da Silva had a nice little spurt there when he first came in. Had a wide open lane that he took all the way, for the dunk, and then knocked down a triple right after that, which was nice. Added another triple later. He ended up with 8 points tonight. I think Tristan's looked pretty good so far through 2 games. Cole, we already talked about him. Not going to be a dead horse there. Just 5 points for him. 1 of 5 from the field, or from the 3-point line, and 2 of 8 from the field. Caleb Houston, my guy. Ugh. He's if you're out there to be a shooter, you got to knock down the open ones. He goes 1 of 3. One of the ones he missed made me grimace. You talked about grimacing earlier. One of the ones he missed was really bad. Not great. And then you mentioned the Osceola guys: Jarrett Culver, Mac McClung, Trevelyan Queen, Ethan Thompson, Jalen Slauson, Javonte Smart all played in the fourth quarter. I was a little bit bummed. I kind of understand it But the game is tied 79-79 going into the quarter. And, Mose decides to throw the Osceola guys out there. And again, at some level, I understand it because they got to play at some point in the preseason. And obviously, with Friday's game being canceled, I think the front office was like, all right, you got to let them play here so they can figure it out. But did you have any notes from the Osceola guys? Anybody stand out to you? Because I hardly watched much of that, if I'm being brutally honest.
I didn't watch that much either, but I have been a Jarrett Culver truther for a little bit.
There you go.
I was hoping he makes a roster spot, but yeah, I just nothing there from me. It's not doing it for me.
Yeah, you and me both. 63 of you Magic Maniacs hanging out here in the middle of a hurricane in Central Florida. That's pretty crazy. I told Matt coming in here, I was like, bro, there might be 10 people watching this. There's a freaking hurricane, but we got a lot of true maniacs out there hanging out with us tonight, so thank you for that. All right, let's take a look at a couple more chats here tonight. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter show just because we got to get the podcast out. Jonathan's itching before he loses power. We got to do this. Let's see here. I wanted to pick up from where we left off. Janine says, hey, Matt, welcome to the team. I don't know if you've met Janine in person. She's a season ticket holder. She sits pretty close to where you sat, Matt, in the playoffs. Is that your normal seat, by the way, down there? And what is that, 1-0 in the corner, wherever you were in the playoffs? Is that your normal seat?
Last season I was over at 108, right above the Magic Tunnel. This season I'm going to be in 110, I believe.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I'm always walking around the arena.
Right,
so I
right.
probably have ran into her.
You may have. Well, you will this year for sure. Janine's a season ticket holder in the next section over from where you were in the playoffs. So at some point, Janine and Matt, you guys will have to meet for sure. Dizzy says, hi, Kev, missed the first show, so I'm going to say it now. Good to see you're well and looking forward to rock through the nights with you all season. Thank you, Dizzy. I appreciate that. It's good to see you back here. Yeah, feeling good. 3 weeks ago today was the day I got my chest sawed open and my heart stopped and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, 3 weeks ago, feeling better every day. So Nikki Nunu says, can't wait for Jet to be the best Howard in franchise history.
Whoa.
Well, that's a take. Hey, if he's better than Dwight Howard, sign me up because we're winning like 10 titles, okay? If he's that good and we got Paolo, we got Franz, I mean, sign me up. That's a wild sentence, and I love it. That's amazing. Soul Train says, hope everyone is safe. Currently chilling near Winter Park. Love that. Yeah, definitely stay safe, everybody. Did one of you hit a guitar string? Yeah. Kind of sounds like it. It's a little spring on my mic stand. Yeah, that was pretty wild. All right, gonna skip ahead a little bit here. Seth is a great point here. Says commentators were not bad this time at least. Yeah, compared to the New Orleans ones on Monday, major upgrade. Shout out to the Spurs for that. Jory B, this is an interesting one. We've kind of talked about this a little bit on the 6-Man show, but it says Gary Harris better not get playing time over these young guys. That should be a break glass in case of emergency situation. I'm with you on that, although I think Gary does provide some defense that maybe Jet Howard doesn't provide yet. But I think at least at some point in the season, I think you got to let Gary slide and let the young guys go in there. Matt, what are your... I already know your thoughts on Gary. What do you think about this comment, though, about Gary just being kind of maybe a third string guy?
I don't want to see Gary Harris in the building. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I think the young guys have to work. I think they have to work their way into the rotation. I do think Gary still is a player coming off the bench and being a guy that's like 3-and-D. Gary his defense is still there, all right? But I think you kind of work him out of the rotation throughout the season. Let Jet earn those minutes. Let Tristan earn those minutes. I think that's kind of what ends up happening. But look, man, injuries happen. You may see Gary starting soon, so who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. A couple more of these, and then we are going to call it a night here. Viram says we should be talking more about Tristan. Kid is solid. Again, Tristan, I thought, has had a very good first 2 games. I think he knows his role. He knows what he's good at, knows what he's not good at. He just comes in and, is given opportunities, and he's going to make the most of it. I think he has one of the highest floors in this draft from year one. Like, I think he's going to come in and contribute right away when he gets opportunities. Now, how much of an opportunity will he get in the regular season? We'll have to wait and see. Kitchen Made TV says AB looks like the point guard of the future. He's been looking really good. El Magico says 60 people, only 17 likes. Smash that thumbs up. Yeah, if you're hanging out with us, if you're one of the people hanging out in the in the middle of Milton right now, hit a little like. We got Matt. Matt's in the middle of Milton. He's in Orlando. At least leave a like for Matt. Leave a like for Matty World Peace joining the 6-Man Show postgame live this season. A couple more here. Matt says, how's Jonathan? Jonathan's still good as of 10 minutes ago, still had power. So we'll find out once we get out of here to record with him. We'll see. Let's see here. Only Hero says not enough minutes to go around. I know it's a tough problem the Magic are going to have this season, but it's a good problem to have for sure. And lastly, we'll wrap it up with this. A super chat, a lovely super chat. Another one from Alexander Miller. Says, hot take, I think Franz would excel off the bench with his brother. AB1, Suggs 2, KCP 3, Paolo 4, Wendell / Goga at 5. Franz off the bench. You're paying a guy, what was it, $246 million, whatever it is. I don't remember the exact number, 200 something to come off the bench. That would be wild. Okay, you called it a hot take. I'd call it a spicy, like a jam hot take. You know, our shout out to our friends at Jam Hot Chicken. Any thoughts on Franz off the bench, Matt, as we wrap this one up?
It's not happening with the amount of money we gave him.
Nope.
Yes, he would be amazing off the bench. Don't get me wrong. Playing against second units, he'd average 30 a game. But I see what you're saying there. The German connection, get him, throw Tristan in there as well. I could see the chemistry. It'd be great. But I do think that we're going to see a lot of staggered Paulo and Franz minutes continuing this year. So I do think that Franz is going to get some run with his brother, a lot of run. But yeah, you can't bring him off the bench.
Yeah, especially with Joe Ingles gone, I can definitely see Franz and Mo doing like the Joe Mo pick and roll type thing. But yeah, you can't pay a guy that much money and take it off, bring him off the bench. It's just not going to happen. But you were right. That is a hot take. Definitely appreciate that super chat there, Alexander Miller. And thank you to everybody who's tuned in for this one. Like we said, a little bit shorter tonight, but Magic again fall 107-97, 0-2 in the preseason. Just so everybody knows, if you did not hear, Friday's game against the Pelicans at home canceled. Not postponed, canceled, not going to happen. So that means the next Magic preseason game won't be for another like 9 days. Next Friday night against the Sixers. So we have to wait until then for Magic basketball, which sucks. Matty World Peace, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Always appreciate you. Everybody watching at home, be safe. Thanks for hanging out with us. Tune in tomorrow to the Six Man Show. We'll see you next time. And of course, go Magic.